we can begin. And I heard that you've been doing a ton of press recently, and so you're a little hesitant actually about doing this tonight. So I thought I'd throw it back at you and ask you, what are some of the things that you wish you had more of a chance to talk about during interviews that people just don't ask you about?
I don't know. I think that it's not really so much. I mean, I have no real complaints. I find that sometimes the interviews go better when it's kind of conversational rather than questions that are kind of anonymous, you know?
Yeah.
Or asking, or, you know, or sometimes we'll do something and the person hasn't really learned it, you know, done any research prior to it. So sometimes answering those questions that there's a bit of redundancy, and I understand it's the process. I mean, and how many different ways can you ask? I mean, you know, it's what it is, you know. So
yeah.
I can't complain. If people want to write about us, that's great.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, it's easy to complain about anything, but the fact of the matter is we're very fortunate to play music. So, you know, that's the truth there. So. If somebody wants to ask me a bunch of times what I listened to as a kid, I'll tell them, you know. Yeah.
All right. Well, then I guess my first official question for you on the track list for your most recent album is Chicago. Is it Chicago times 12? Is
yes.
that how it's pronounced? Okay. Could you tell the story behind that, since we're in Chicago right now?
Yeah. Well. Our favorite place to play is Chicago. We love playing here. We always seem to have great experiences here. And we overdid it with the touring on our last record. We were on the road far too much, and it wasn't really benefiting anybody. We were all really tired and just overworked and just not living in a very healthy way. Just sleep deprivation, bad food, and just overdoing it. And we were looking forward to the show. We played Logan Square, you know, in Chicago. And we thought it was going to be a really great night because at least we have this great city to come to and play.
Yeah.
And it ended up being just terrible. It was just kind of dead, and there was no real energy. It was just a real kind of flop of a night, and it was just kind of. And it was the 12th time we'd been to Chicago, like on that album cycle, which is it's a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
We'd racked up, you know, so many miles of driving, and so it was just kind of this kind of reflecting pool type of a moment, whereas kind of contemplating, just kind of throwing in the towel a little bit and just stopping, you know, and I wasn't really enjoying it anymore. So it's kind of this moment of while performing there, thinking that if it isn't good here, then there's something wrong and we need to stop. So that's kind of what it's about.
How did you get back then to a place where you felt good about touring and good about how you were going about things and living a healthy life?
Well, we took a year off, which made all the difference, and we had a lot of things happen in our lives. You know, our drummer was real sick, and he had a kidney transplant, so he got a lot better. And we just took time off and worked on a new record, and kind of made a decision to still tour and promote our new album, but not overdo it, you know, and not tour just for the sake of touring, but tour because we really wanted to and felt like we had something to offer, and there was kind of a feeling of growth, you know, so, and not just accepting any tour, just going on any, you know, just sure, you know, and trying to be a little more picky with what we do, and so I think that's made a lot of difference. It's still very difficult. It's very draining being away, you know, all the time, you know. But you know, I think just you need to give yourself time to be away from music, you know, and let other things enrich your life, and then you can bring that to the music and have a perspective that is more expansive than just being on the road. Because that lifestyle, being on the road, isn't enough to stimulate art. There has to be, to me. There has to be other things happening, other life experience, you know. So so that's it, I guess.
What are some of the things that you do on the road to help keep you grounded and keep enriching your life, even when it is kind of a whirlwind going on around you?
I try and read a lot of different kinds of books, you know, and I try to use the phone and talk to my family and friends a lot, and I try and write as much as I can, and honestly, I think sleeping helps a lot too. Just when we first started touring, I mean, you know, we go to bed at 4, get up at 8, you know, kind of doing that every day type of thing, and it's just, you have to, I take more vitamins, you know, and I treat my body a lot better, and I drink far less alcohol. I hardly drink, you know. I think healthy living provides you with a lot better of ability to have some longevity. So, because I feel like if people are paying money to come see us play, I mean, I want to perform well, and I think, I want to have a natural kind of energy. I don't want some kind of stimulant to do that. And no one in our band has ever had any trouble with drugs or anything like that, but I want to really give everything every night, and I want each night to feel special. And I think we can do that by treating ourselves well, so that we have enough to do it, and not just have some blowout one night and then be kind of dead the next, but to be able to consistently do that. I think it comes with storing your energy, you know, meditating. You know.
Yeah, keeping focused like that. I'm actually reading Animal Vegetable Miracle right now. Have you read that book?
No.
It's about this woman who, she takes her family, and for 1 year they decide to live completely off of food that they've grown locally, and or themselves either, or farms in the region. And it's, I don't know, it just kind of reminds me of what you're saying, just like nourishing themselves inside out, both in the way they're eating as well as physically what they're eating. And so yeah, it's a good book.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, you know. I mean, if you put good things in, you know, that come from a good place, then you're setting yourself up to do a lot better, you know. And so, and also that's the whole nice thing about a lot of the kind of taking things from, you know, local farming, and you know, it's benefiting your community, you know, and hopefully helping the environment and the soil, you know.
Yeah.
All that, so that's good.
Well, what about Chicago do you like so much, since you say it's your favorite place to come to on tours?
I was actually asked that question recently, and I don't really have a very good answer for it. I can't really explain it. I think when I had never really been to anywhere, kind of with the exception of the coast, before we were in this band, so I hadn't seen so much of the country, and it's such an amazing city with so much culture, and it's kind of sort of in the middle, relatively speaking, and I had never been exposed to it, and it just seems like there's such a rich culture here, such a rich art and music culture. It's just very diverse, and there's something very pure in the experiences I've had with people who come to the show. They've been very kind of, just very open crowds, you know. They're not cynical, not kind of, I don't know, it's something just real kind of joyous about it. And I'm not sure where that comes from exactly. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but it doesn't matter where we play. It just seems like whenever we're here, people seem to come from this really neat perspective in different ages, you know. And so I don't know. There's something in the air or the water.
Yeah.
It's a really good art school. Maybe that's why.